top stories. It is an era of sad memory as Emile Gaston Bissot-Solo, father of late Ofi, has died in a tragic car accident while still fighting to uncover the truth behind his daughter's unsolved murder. His untimely death adds fresh grief to a family already torn by loss and a justice system yet to deliver answers. Authorities in Obala Leke Division have confiscated 15 cartons of illicit drugs in an operation aimed at cracking down on a growing black market pharmaceutical trade. With an estimated street value of over 2 million CFA francs, the whole raises alarm over public health risk as investigations continue. And Cameroon's ruling CPDM party is reeling from the shock waves of two major allies, NUDP's Bello Buba Maigari and FSNC's Issa Chiroma Bakari, breaking ranks just 2 months before the 2025 presidential election. While insiders display the fallout, political analysts warn it could reshape the nation's map. Welcome to the 6:50 news, reaching you live from our studios in Douala. Once warm welcome, and you can check us on our respective platforms on Canal International. We begin with this very sad one. It is a heartbreaking twist as Emile Gaston Bissot-Solo, the father of late Ofi, has died in a tragic car accident while still fighting to uncover the truth behind her daughter's unsolved murder case. His untimely death has actually added more grief to a family that is still torn apart by the loss and that of a justice system that is yet to deliver an answer. Maureen Day has been keeping track of that.
Tears of an elder sister who played the role of a mother to the brother Emile after the passing away of their parents. Today she is in pain after the tragic death of Emile Gaston, who died in a road accident.
Il y a un qui est sorti sain et sauf, un cousin qui habite ici, et le gardien qui est sorti avec une fracture au niveau du bras. Donc c'est lui seul qui est décédé.
The elder sister told us he was going for a funeral, after which he had intentions to visit a cocoa farm. There were 3 in the car, his cousin and another man. The 2 obtained minor injuries, but Emile got trapped in the vehicle. He died on the spot. The accident occurred on the 9th of June 30, 2025 on the Fok-Ebebda Road in Cameroon Central Region. At this restaurant in Bono-Priso, where he fended for his life. It has been closed and everyone who passes around here is in mourning.
Since the beginning of this tragedy, nobody have been arrested. Even the Commissariat Central of the Police Judiciaire. And
this was the last interview with Gaston Emile at this building where his daughter was killed. The interview came less than a month ago, and he had vowed to seek justice for his daughter Ofe, killed 9 months ago, but nothing had advanced in the investigations. Today the father fight for justice for his daughter is no more, dying within a year and unable to seek justice for his daughter. And here is a vehicle in which he was driving along the Bebda road that was completely crushed by a truck. It should be noted on August 29, 2024, 5-year-old Ofe was abducted, sexually assaulted and murdered in this Bono-Priso neighborhood of Douala. Despite the family's relentless efforts, the perpetrators remain unidentified and the investigation has seen little progress.
Il n'allait pas très bien parce que tout le temps il rentrait fatigué à force de marcher dans les commissariats, dans les gendarmeries.
This tragedy compounds the grief of the Bissot-Solo, a family who have been seeking justice for their daughter, Ofi.
Thanks for Maureen. May that soul rest in peace. For over 2 months now, residents in Korbisang in Yaoundé 7 have endured daily struggles as a key bridge actually collapsed, cutting off vital access routes. The situation has left thousands in distress as appeals for an urgent intervention is growing louder. Beatrice Ngamo went looking at the collapsed bridge.
In the heart of Korbisang, especially around Karamba, a bridge linking several neighborhoods have given way, leaving a trail of frustration among commuters.
Well, we are sorry for that poor quality of that report. We'll be coming back to that report shortly. And authorities in Obala, Lekki division of the Central Region have confiscated 15 cartons of illicit drugs in an operation that is aimed at cracking down on the growing black market pharmaceutical trade. Of course, it is estimated at 2 million francs CFA. Now, this hold has raised very serious alarm on public health risk as investigations continue on this drug peddling. Once more, Beatrice Ngamo.
Roadside medication, the sale and purchase of
rather unfortunate for us with that feed. And a week after government actually slashed prices nationwide on beef to ease household expenses, Douala markets are still resisting the beef price drop. Butchers are saying that the compliance is very impossible unless cattle cost is also addressed. Sherifa Saleh.
The recent move to cap the price of beef has run into resistance in Douala, the country's economic capital, as traders cite high livestock costs that make it impossible to sell meat at the government's fixed rates. We can't respect the minister's price because we sell to gain and not to lose. From Yaoundé to Douala, prices change. The measure, announced on June 23, 2025, sets boneless beef at 3,000 CFA francs per kilogram and bone-in beef at 2,500 CFA francs, down from the previous average of 4,000 and 3,500 francs respectively. The Minister of Commerce said the new prices were to take effect immediately to relieve consumers burdened by rising food prices. We used to sell beef at 4,000 and 3,500. We have tried to even reduce to 3,500 and 3,000 francs. We can't follow what the minister says. All we want is for him, the minister, to see on cattle prices. Then we shall see what to do at our own level. Butchers argue that the price of the cattle has not been adjusted. They say lowering meat prices without addressing upstream costs will force them to operate at a loss. With little enforcement on the ground, consumers are left paying the same high prices as before. For now, the disconnect between policy and practice remains wide, leaving both butchers and buyers in a standoff with no immediate resolution.
Thanks very much, Sherifa Saleh. Cameroon's ruling CPDM party is already reeling from the shockwaves of the two major allies, Belobuba Maigari's UNDP and Issa Chiruma FSNC's party that have actually break away and, of course, going their own dispersed ranks just months before the 2025 presidential election. Now, while others are downplaying this move, there are those who think that it is going to reshape the electoral map in the country. Ambo Gladys Diban reports.
The ruling Cameroon's People Democratic Movement is entering the 2025 season without two of its northern allies, the NUDP and the FSNC, marking the end of decades-long political partnerships. While the split did not come as a surprise to some within the party, it has raised critical questions about the party's strength in key regions and the ability to maintain electoral dominance. Robert Mute Ambassa, a CPDM official, says the tensions have been brewing for years.
On a bien vu dès le départ qu'il y avait un dualisme.
We saw from the beginning a kind of dualism at the helm of the magistracy between Aijo and Biya. The failed coup of April 6, 1984, the exile and burial of President Aijo in Senegal, the arrest of northern elites like Marafa Hamidou Yahya, the signs were there.
He added that frustration had grown among party allies who fell shut out of decision-making processes.
Bello-Buba and Issa Chiroma Bakari realized that they could no longer access the president to discuss critical alliance matters. So they activated Plan B, reclaiming power, because they now believe the president is no longer capable. That is why they are breaking away to challenge him.
Not all voices within the CPDM share the same level of concern. Some party leaders see the rupture as manageable.
Our allies clearly have their own ambitions, and we wish them well. Out of 89 councils in the region, only about 20 are in the hands of the FSNC and UNDP. The majority remains CPDM. We are still strong.
Another party strategist downplayed the national impact of the split, arguing that both the FSNC and NUDP lack the structure and reach to present a serious national alternative.
These parties have long relied on the CPDM alliance to access power. Their regional base is real but limited. Their national projection is weak.
Still, some within the party are sounding the alarm over electoral arithmetic that could tip the balance in 2025.
En 2011, nous avons gagné l'élection avec 3,770,000 voix.
Let me be clear, it will be very difficult. In 2011, we won with 3.7 million votes. In 2018, that dropped to 2.5. Of that number, 1.7 million came from the Grand North. If we lost even half of those due to the alliance split, we dropped to 1.7 million nationally. If the FSNC and the UNDP unite to coordinate or to consolidate votes, they could outnumber us. Those who claim this means nothing are not being serious. We must be very vigilant.
With only months to go, the question is no longer whether change is coming, but how much of it the ruling party is prepared to withstand.
Pride emotions and patriotism actually filled the air in Bonanjo today as 107 military personnel were decorated with new epaulets, and through the ceremony marked their promotion in the military. The event took place at the 2nd Joint Military Headquarters in Douala.
It was a day of pride and fulfillment at the 2nd Military Region Headquarters in Bonanjo, Douala, as 107 members of the Cameroonian Armed Forces promoted to various ranks were receiving their epaulets during an official ceremony. I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to my superiors who throughout this long journey supported me in overcoming numerous challenges to reach this stage. This epaulette comes with great responsibility, and I am fully aware that many things will now change. Despite the prevailing security challenges, I am determined and ready to fulfill the duties entrusted to me. This marks the beginning of my career, a long road I am just beginning to pave. I hope that in time I can become a role model for others who will follow this path. Among those honored were 17 officers, 29 sub-officers, and 61 rank-and-file soldiers, all present to receive their epaulets in a solemn and celebratory gathering. For many, the moment marked the end of a long wait for recognition and career progression.
Je veux même parce que c'est un galon qu'on a vraiment cherché pendant longtemps. C'est un sentiment de joie et une satisfaction en même temps, la confiance donnée par les chefs.
C'est un jour de fierté pour moi. Je remercie le haut commandement.
The ceremony was not just about protocol and ranks. It was deeply personal. Family members and friends stood proud among the crowd, celebrating alongside the honorees. Their presence added warmth and emotional resonance to the otherwise formal occasion. The highlight of the day was a military march past, a display of discipline and precision that brought the ceremony to a dignified close.
And over to this advert, Cameroon's industrial giant Prometal has unveiled a new chapter in its industrialization or diversification strategy with the launch of ProGas. ProGas is a cutting-edge gas cylinder manufacturing facility.
To expand its industrial reach, Prometal has launched ProGas, a dedicated factory for the fabrication and reconditioning of the 6 kg and 12 kg domestic gas cylinders. The state facility, located on 20,000 square meters, is fully equipped to meet both national and international standards, particularly in terms of safety and environmental compliance.
On parlera donc des normes de sécurité ISO.
We shall be talking about standards such as ISO 9001 for quality management, ISO 14001 for environmental management, and ISO 45001 for occupational health and safety.
Since operationalizing on May 22, 2025, ProGas has already begun fulfilling its first orders, with local gas marketer Bocom among the initial beneficiaries.
We were impressed by the installation. From raw materials to finished cylinders, we saw the full process. After our assessment, we were satisfied with the quality, and the next step was discussing pricing.
ProGas offers flexibility and responsiveness to its partners, allowing them to place and receive orders at any time. The facility boasts an annual production capacity of 600,000 gas cylinders, with the possibility of scaling up to 900,000 units depending on market demand. With this capacity, ProGas aims not only to meet local needs but also to expand into the sub-regional markets.
Prometal a pris l'engagement.
Prometal is committed to meeting the full absorption capacity of the sub-region. Through ProGas, we now have the ability to cover both the domestic and regional markets with up to 900,000 cylinders.
Launched in April 2024, ProGas is already enjoying strong market confidence. With this latest industrial investment, Prometal reaffirms its role as a key development partner in Cameroon's economic landscape, driving innovation, local production, and sub-regional competitiveness.
I'm glad it's drawing the curtains for this edition of the 6:15 with me, Kejang Henry. I think we want to be sorry for those shortcomings. Lee Pijo is coming up straight away with the debrief, the actuality from all of us. Goodbye.